and as the Sheikh mentioned that this is considered one of the most complicated science, and it gets complicated in very special situations. But the objective here, my objective here, is not to make it difficult for you, but basically to give you a very basic overview how things really work. When we go and, for example, sometimes in school, they take us to these factories and many other places. They just give you an overview how really these engines collaborate and how products are formulated. They don't give you all the details of how the engines work and all those things. So my idea was the same thing, to give you an overview really how it really is, what do scholars do and how they really calculate. By no means this is considered to be, it's not like you attend this 4 lectures and you start giving fatwas to people. It's not going to happen. It's a lot of material that we have to read. But alhamdulillah, though it's complicated, I don't think it is that complicated, especially if you are good in math. Like, we study calculus, and algebra throughout our high school and everything. If you can do that, this is not a big deal. You just have to go through all those examples and everything, and it should be fine. And I mentioned last time also, like, I travel in a train a lot, right? And most of the times I see what they do, they just waste their time doing what? Playing Sudoku or some puzzles or something, just for fun. Sudoku, it takes it takes your time and you enjoy it. But I realized that you're not going to benefit from anything from these puzzles. And so what I did was, when I took this course with the Sheikh, I was no way good in inheritance calculation. So I got 2 books, very good books. I'll put it as a reference at the end, but those books really helped me. There were like around 500 examples or so. So every single day I would take some problems and solve it. So that's how I learned. That's how we do even in math, right? The more you practice, the better you get. So same thing even with this one. So if instead of wasting time, instead of our kids, just whole day sticking themselves to video games or anything, just have them do some simple problems, something like this. And inshallah, it will be a good way to start. So till now, alhamdulillah, we covered lots of material. We talked, almost completed, how the shares are divided among the heirs, how the wasiya is divided, what are the qualifications, and in which condition the amount is reduced. So we covered almost everything. I'm not going to go all over it again. But this chart is something that you should always remember, a simple one. And basically I mentioned what this chart means. These are all the possible heirs who are excluded from this, won't really get any part of inheritance. So apart from those people who are not here, they are not going to get inheritance from whatever the wealth is left behind. And so now the question comes, basically, now let's move on to the next topic. What happens if all these relatives that you have here, if all of them are not there, if they died or they never existed? What should you do? How should you go about calculating inheritance when you don't have anybody? So for example, we said that daughter here at the bottom, she will get the share, but daughter's daughter is not going to get any share. Your granddaughter from the daughter's side is not going to get any share. So what we do, based on the hadith that we find from Quran, from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that if nobody is present, then we start going to the next level, that is the female lineage. So we excluded a lot of female lineage, like the sister's lineage doesn't get anything, this daughter's lineage do not get anything. Even though sister gets, her son and daughter don't get anything. So we start promoting all those people who were not eligible earlier to get the standard inheritance. So that's one thing. So now even if you don't have anything, by the way, this is common, this happens a lot in this country, and we said last time that if your relatives are non-Muslims, they're not going to get a single dollar. So if a person here, deceased person, converted to Islam, so obviously all his relatives are most probably going to be non-Muslims. So what are you going to do? There's no inheritance. He cannot give. Even he might be a millionaire, but his son cannot get a single penny. That's a rule. But what was the other way that we said he can get his son or his parent? we do wasiya, but wasiya is again restricted to 1/3, right? You cannot give more than that. But anyways, if, for example, there is no female lineage or no Muslims present, then what we do, the Islamic State takes everything. Yes, we covered a lot. Today I'm going to talk about how to go about making wasiya. That's going to be the last session, inshallah. So this is what it is. If there is no female lineage, then Islamic State takes everything, Baytul Mal, and obviously in this country it's not an Islamic country, but that's how it was supposed to be done. It's a rare case, but just to give you an idea how it really is done.